Hey guys, welcome to not my shop. I'm Dave.
And I'm Miles, and I make cool shit.
Okay, so I guess in most videos I'm kind of acting like the teacher, but today I'm going to be the student. So we're going to be learning how to make some Cu-Mai, also known as copper Damascus. And I've never done this before. I know Miles has, and ever since meeting him and seeing the blade he made with this Cu-Mai, I've been wanting to try it for myself. So this meeting has been a few months in the making. I'm super excited, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let Miles do his thing.
Okay, so Dave's idea is he wants to use some of the steel cable here. I'm thinking we can make this the outside jacket, and we're gonna make this copper have a streak in there. And then we're going to use this 1084 as the inside. So we're going to cut this twice and make it nice and beefy for the core. Then we'll have copper on either side of it. And then it'll be steel cable on the outside. Let's give her a go. If you want, you can put it in. I can put it in from the back so you can do it from the front.
So Miles has soaked the cable in kerosene. And Miles, why did we do that?
So when you soak the rope in kerosene, and right now it's burning off, it makes a soot, which is kind of supposed to act like a flux.
Miles is going to open up the cable now, and we're going to get some flux inside of the cable. Essentially what we're trying to do is clean up all the impurities between all the different wires in that cable. So now he's just sprinkling the flux on the cable. I'm guessing that's borax, the same thing I use at home. Yep, borax. That's going to squeeze out some of the flux, but we're also trying to get rid of any of the voids inside of the cable. We want to not have areas where oxygen can get in. So I'm observing already he does extra steps that I don't really do, and I'm sure I should be doing, like brushing the cable.
Try and keep everything as clean as you can. Nothing's perfect. But you want to try and get as much slag off as you can so it doesn't get inside. Alright, this heat we're just going to tighten that up some more because we want to make everything as tight as possible. What am I doing here? There we go.
Holy shit, he's really getting on that. I need a better twisting wrench, I'm thinking.
There you go, huh? And then we'll give that a little bit of a clean. There again, just attempting to keep everything as clean as possible. as I struggle.
Miles, what do we got here?
So this is the my forging press I made. This is what I used for a long time. I paid a case of beer and a bunch of Princess Auto gift cards for this thing. So she's my pride and joy.
Okay, and then you told me you made some new dies for this thing.
Yeah, so before my dies just kind of slid in here and I had some angle iron pieces. Now I got a lug on the bottom with a hole. And I just put them down and then got a pin for it. And it seems to be working better because my top plate has a little too much play in it. And then yeah, that's what we'll put our cable in and give it a whole thing a nice big squish.
Dude, that's incredible.
Hopefully that'll work it.
I'm actually gonna probably copy Miles' design here. I've got access to some I-beam from what they're scrapping at work, and guys, can you imagine? Oh, I can't wait to use this thing.
And I copied very blatantly Coalforge Ironworks' C-frame press.
Okay.
It's pretty slick looking unit. If I could afford one of those, I would definitely go for it. But this is what I ended up doing, and it seems to work really, really good.
Alright, so it looks like I'm gonna get to give this a try. I don't know if I'm going too much.
think what we're going to do is we're going to throw it in the power hammer now, and we're going to try and lengthen this.
Okay.
Because we have a lot of thickness, we want to get about that long. So we have a lot of thickness, we can draw it out quite a bit. So we're going to try and put it on the power hammer and draw it out.
Okay, so Miles is going to give us a little demo on the versatility of the, I guess the hardness of the strikes.
Or the controllability is more what this is, because you can go nice little soft tap. There you go.
Whoa. For some reason I thought it was the can hitting the floor that made that boom, boom, boom. Wow. Look at that.
You can feel. It's even warm.
Yeah, it is. Miles is going in.
Drop forward. What we're going to do on this one is we're going to do more of the same. We're just going to kind of slowly draw it in and out.
Okay.
Keep trying to lengthen it and flatten it.
Okay.
We'll just keep hammering on the flat side.
Okay.
I'm going to pull it out right now and give it another little brush clean first.
Okay.
Because we want to try and get as much of that scale and stuff off so it doesn't get hammered into it, right?
Okay.
We're not using flux anymore because I think everything's welded pretty good. But we want to get everything as clean as possible. Oh yeah, watch yourself. And because I forgot to do it last time already. So.
He's going to put that back in the forge, so you can just step back to where you were after.
Much of that off. And I would even say before you hit it again, take it out here and do a quick one.
Quick brushing before.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll, like I said, we'll do more of that. Quick brushing, and then just take it over here, nice and smooth. Start at the tip, get your hand straight, and then just drive it in, pull it out. And just try and, you don't got to go all the way down on it. We're not hitting super hard right now. It's best just to kind of get a feel for it, right?
Yeah, is there a block of wood I should put here? Or?
There again, try and keep it nice and evenly seasoned, because if you don't, it'll let you know if it's not. Because if you don't keep it even, like if you go like that, right, and if you're using a bar of steel, it's going to pull it like that. It'll flip your arm straight. So you want to try and keep it nice, which you were doing really good, but the machine will really tell you.
I could tell that if I was grabbing this too tight, I had a tendency to raise.
Yeah.
Kind of just rest it.
Well, and especially when you're working it, right? And that's why, because you want to pull and draw evenly too, right? And especially when you're working one spot, or like if you had different kind of dies on here and you want to drive it over the edge, like when I make on these, when I make that transition in here, that's what I'll do. I'll line it up here and then I'll pull that sweep in, and that's how I get the curve.
Okay.
And then I'll go right to the edge and then keep drawing on the edge, and then that thins it out. It leaves this nice and thick, but it starts drawing that out.
Nice.
kind of go at an angle because you want to get in there. There you go. Okay. That's good. Now flip it around. There you go. Yeah, we have to keep her clean. Next heat, we might even try and squish on this end too a little bit.
Okay.
Because we got our preform here.
Okay.
So we're a little stout, but we don't really need to worry about that. We're still super thick. We want to work down too, right?
Right.
So I would even go right on the end here and work this whole bit. So, because I know there's that little divot there, but like, look how much meat we still have in the center, right? So there again, we're gonna start right here, and then we'll just feed, and then draw back.
Okay, and then flip it on its side, and hopefully it's still hot enough to...
Yeah, well, because there again too, we don't want to ram that when we're doing it. We're just going to lightly kind of kiss it and just kind of straighten it back out.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'd say it's looking good so far though.
Okay.
Keep on keeping on.
Try to do it quick enough to not lose heat. Not quite as clean as Miles is getting it, but she'll do.
Our length. We're getting close. We're going to cut the little tips off here and here. So we need about another 1.5 inches or so. But we got lots of thickness left in there to take out still. So we're getting there. Vertical like this.
Yeah.
Try and shrink it a little bit.
Okay.
And then I'll throw back in, and then you can do one more of it lengthways.
Okay.
Because I think that's what we're gonna.
So lengthway,
That's the flat way.
the easy
So,
way.
Yeah.
So I won't mess it up.
No. I mean, if you want to try it,
No, I'm serious.
because we got lots of width right now.
Yeah.
And we still got lots of thickness too, but it's easier to.
I'm totally down with you doing the where it's upright because
Okay.
I don't have the foot control on this.
Yeah.
You have
it is
the control.
tricky.
Yep, I'm happy
Okay.
to do the flat, the easy way.
Yeah, no worries. No,
Okay.
that works good. And then, we're getting close here, so. And then, like I said, we'll let that cool. We'll get those billets all welded up. I think that's turned out really good. I think they'll look super sweet with the steel cable outside jacket.
I think so.
And then like a copper line in there. That'll be neat.
Nice, like, yeah.
And
mono steel cutting edge.
yeah, well, and I like 1085 and 1095 for a core because I really like that black on the core, right? There again, all my stuff is like patina and weathered. Like, I like bright polished stuff, but that's my jam. Is like rustic and rough looking.
Yeah,
Like all those daggers I did
I like
too.
it too. I tend to acid etch pretty much everything I do because I like the look of the dark blade.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, you know, really finished and polished blades do look nice.
They're beautiful.
But it's not what I prefer to make.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a place for them. They're amazing knives, but that's just, it's like a rat rod, right? Like, I would take a rat rod over a Lamborghini any day kind of thing, right? They're beautiful, they're wicked cars. I got posters of them up in my, you know, my bedroom when I was a kid, but I would pay 30 grand for a rusted, weathered piece of shit with a diesel in it. That would just be awesome, right? All right.
Why diesel, Miles? Why diesel?
I'm a diesel mechanic.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, diesels are cooler anyway. More horsepower, just sound nastier. They're a lot more funner.
Does it like strike intimidation?
No, like I said, I can work on the thing. I think diesels are more efficient engines. They burn better. If diesel was cheaper, it'd be nice.
I think it's getting pretty cool now, eh?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it sure likes to bounce a lot more when you have the longer piece, or it was probably I was not holding it right. Like
Well,
you were saying.
it's harder to keep everything. You didn't have as much to keep level, right? So, no, that's looking good.
This is something that I didn't do when I was doing this cable stuff at home, was being like so diligent on the brushing. So I'm excited to see what a difference it makes.
And I feel like I'm anal with it, but like I'm, like I said, you're just gonna put it in your final product anyway, right? So,
Really close.
yeah, we're really close. Even the thickness too, we're looking pretty good.
So is this outer jacket, we're gonna split this
Yep.
in two?
Yep.
And then are we gonna fold it over our layers, or how are we gonna integrate that all
We're
together?
basically making a sandwich. So we're gonna cut this in half, and then I'll be a layer of copper, and then our core, and then I'll be a layer of copper on this side, and then the other side of this will go over here.
Are we? And we're gonna.
And then we're gonna put them all on each side, and we're gonna weld up all these seams on all sides.
want to do last heat or two on it? I'm sure you
I think we'll
scoping out on what needs to be done here.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm just kind of hammering aimlessly.
Because we're pretty much there on the width, I would say. Even a little proud. So I might do one end this way and just do a kind of final flatten on everything. But oh, that's looking great. I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh no!
Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
There we go. That's perfect, actually.
Make sure you didn't get cooked all the way through on your board here.
Watch the wheel, by the way, of death.
Thank you. So Miles is just getting this marked out. We're gonna basically cut this piece of cable Damascus at 2 lengths of the other layers. So if this billet is gonna be a sandwich, then this cable is the bread. One slice of bread. And that's for people that don't like the crust on their bread. We just trimmed it off.
Looks pretty good on the end.
Yeah. Here, let me try to focus right on that. Looks nice and consolidated.
Looks fairly homogeneous.
Yeah. Looks like one nice solid mass.
That's what she said. So this is the sandwich we're going to be making.
That's right. We need the cheese. The cheese and the meat.
Right. So I like on my sandwiches, I usually put the cheese. And then the meat is going to be on the middle. But since I'm a fat guy, I want cheese on both sides.
2 slices of cheese, of course.
2 slices of cheese.
There's no other way.
And then the bun.
Other piece.
There we go.
Is this like a sub sandwich, or is it like a
Yeah.
regular sandwich, or?
It's kind of like a panini.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah, because we're going to press it after. So I
Yeah.
would definitely say panini-ish. It's looking
Hey.
tasty, though.
Yeah, look at that, hey?
Yeah, who's taking a bite out of it first?
Look at it, those 2 layers of cheese. Oh, that's going to be delicious.
It should be tasty. Now, I'm just wondering, those are still pretty chunky. We should make another middle layer.
So triple meat on this sandwich.
Triple meat, extra meat.
Yeah.
And then we do have a little seam of copper in there. Look nice, really nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
So are we going to draw this out quite a bit? Because my interpretation of this is that these the bun is pretty thick. Like the outer layers. Let me get this focus better. Or because this looks pretty damn thick. Right? So for like, are we gonna probably draw this out quite a bit, or
we're gonna
try to
probably
preserve the thickness of the copper?
We're probably gonna draw it out to that thickness.
The whole thing.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
But we're gonna try and keep it this wide.
Okay.
And then we'll just try and elongate it.
Okay.
Is the plan anyway.
Nice.
We're gonna see if we can do it.
I just haven't done this ever, so I'm like just amazed that this copper will stretch out. Well, basically, I'm thinking it's going to be twice as long as it is now.
Oh, at least it'll probably, if not more than that, because it is pretty beefy.
And then you two were telling me when we were taking a break earlier that there's going to be a way that you can forge this so the waves, like the lines between the layers, are not going to be just a straight line. We're going to be able to make it wavy somehow.
Absolutely. So if we just use flat dies and forged it out normally, the line would be very consistent. But if we use these rounding dies and put it in at different angles while we're forging it out, it'll make waves in it. And it'll be a lot more dynamic pattern. Having said that, it is going to be harder to keep everything centered after doing that.
Okay.
So we really got to watch on keeping everything even on side to side, because it does make everything start moving.
I had a question, but I forgot.
Isn't that how it always goes?
Um,
What's going on, boy? So I'm going to use the grinder and I'm going to clean these up a little bit. Just kind of edges, get all that crunchy stuff off. And yeah, we'll go from there.
So we want to remove this scale so we can get more of just a clean steel to our other layers, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And with this, we're actually gonna use the welder to weld up every seam on here. So all these edges, front, back, is gonna be welded. So we're not gonna need any forge or flux to keep everything in there, or to protect it from the oxygen. We're just gonna weld it, and it's gonna make an oxygen-free atmosphere.
Okay.
And it's also gonna help keep some puddled copper in there too if we go a little too hot
Okay.
with it.
Because obviously copper's got a much lower melting point than the steel.
Yeah, and it's a fine line to getting towards the forging temperature and the temperature, the welding temperature of everything to compress it. And that's why we're going to weld everything up and try and make it so it'll be contained at least inside it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I'm excited.
Theoretically.
Yep. Yeah, cool. Right on. So yeah, he's going to clean this up on his Miles Vollman belt grinder, the same one I showed you guys.
The MB 2x72.
The MB 2x72. So yeah, if you guys are in Canada, save yourself some money by ordering yourself a Canadian built belt grinder. Save yourself a shitload on shipping and duties and stuff like that. This thing's an awesome machine. I've only got to use mine a few times. I've been kind of time restricted there, but yeah, we'll get to see it in action here again. Yeah, that's cool. This is the one, like, I haven't used this wheel attachment on mine yet too much.
Oh yeah, I used the crap out of this one. It's mostly 80% of the wheel I use, because when you're really just hogging material off, this is where it's at. Makes everything nice and just takes it all out, right? And there again, I keep kind of going to the edges just because it kind of gets sharp on the hand.
I can see you can kind of roll it at whatever angle you want, really. You can go this way, you can go some more up and down.
It's just whatever's comfortable, just so I can see it. Because now I can kind of keep a nice true line down. And there again, I can just kind of keep checking it. And there again too, I want to make a little bit of a bevel because we are going to weld the edges. So I just want nice clean welds. But this contact wheel just makes the job so easy, and because it's rubberized, it's nice. I don't got to worry about, it's nice even lines, right?
What are the other materials?
For big contact wheels, it's pretty much rubber, but like I used to have a 3-inch wheel that was just steel.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of the 2-inch wheels are aluminum. And I've used those as well, but I find if you're doing something like this, they chatter a lot and they leave like lines.
Okay.
Where the rubberized wheels are just way smoother. You can blend so much easier with them. There we go. So that'll be good enough to make our sandwich with. And that will be tasty. Oh. Make our sandwich with. There we go. Gotta make the cheese on each end.
Yeah.
What we did there is we welded all the seams up. So now it should make that an oxygen-free environment, and then hopefully if we do get a little too hot, it keeps all the copper inside and doesn't cool outside. So you can kind of see, or I don't know if you can, but there you can kind of see the lines of the cable, and then we got 2 layers of copper, and then we got a core of 1084. And yeah, so we're gonna get this hot, and we're gonna make it we're gonna make a nice long billet out of it.
Draw it out probably to twice its length now, hey?
Yeah.
Or at least that much?
Yeah, we're gonna try and keep the same width, but we're really gonna focus on drawing it out with those dies lengthwise. And we're gonna use those rounding dies to kind of make some waves in it. And we'll go from there. Just kind of go until it's, we're massaging it out now, right? We're not taking big chunks out of it. I don't want to break the welds on the edge from the MIG welder we put on. Just to kind of, just in case I do overheat it, I don't want all the copper pooling out everywhere and losing all it. So we're just going to try and keep elongating it and try to keep it as straight as possible. As soon as it comes out next time, I'm going to put it in the flattener dies and try and straighten it. But there again too, I'm just strictly trying to straighten it. I'm not trying to squish it in because I want to keep those MIG welds intact to keep all the copper in as long as I can. So
yeah, makes sense. Otherwise, we're gonna have a mess of copper all over the floor and all over our feet.
The forge floor is the big thing. I hate getting copper on because it pools and then it hardens.
Oh, okay.
I got like a little stick that has copper on it, so it makes like a copper sink already. But it's a pain in the ass. It makes a mess. It contaminates everything.
Notice how he's turning it side to side. This is gonna give us more of a wave between the layers, like he was explaining earlier.
I try and do this controllingly, but randomly at the same time, so it kind of makes an interesting pattern. But while we're trying to keep it even as well. Because we want to keep everything centered.
Should I do this way once?
Then when we try to do that, we'll do it hotter. Because it's too cold to do that now, right?
Hey Miles, what are the pieces of steel in the press currently?
Okay, so these, we're gonna run our billet through here, and we're basically using this. This is what we want our final material thickness to be of that billet. So I like to put a little bit of extra just to grind all the scale off on each side, so that gives me like a secure point. And then we're gonna put those there so that when we forge this, we're only gonna go to this height, so we can't go too much and then get it too thin.
Yeah. So those extra pieces of steel, they're gonna stop the press. Otherwise, it would just keep squishing the steel.
For sure, and then we could get it too thin.
Yeah.
So basically, this is the finishing thickness we want our billet to be, and then I'm just adding this really thin piece, just so that we have enough to kind of grind off and enough to be sure. I always like making too much or too thick or too long, because then you can cut to or make whatever size that you originally want to be.
It's easier to remove material than to add it.
Oh, for sure, right? So once it's gone, it's gone. And
yeah.
certainly getting there, but as you can see, we got a little
Whiskers.
ways to go yet.
Hey buddy, how's it going?
Dinner, how about you?
Doing good? You guys wondering who's behind the camera?
This is my son Eric. He's been helping us out with the camera work today. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yeah, no problem.
Freaking nailed her, bud.
How's it looking there, Mr. Mad Scientist?
It's looking pretty good. I just kind of want to make it. Those are a little deep still, so.
I can see where our welds are and where they're just basically starting to break off at this point.
Yeah, 100%. Like all that's nice and crushed. It'll come off nice and even. But we got a nice thickness or length. We can both have a piece of that really good. And, I don't know. I think we can make something pretty cool out of that.
Okay, so Miles is going to finish this off on the power hammer. It's just going to do a better job at smoothing out those divots from the fullering dies of the press.
Like that, I think we're right there at our height that we wanted, or thickness.
Nice.
Pretty beefy, but we wanted lots of thickness. So I'm just going to take a look at our spacer we got here.
Is that like a comparison of what it was, kinda?
Yeah, those are the same spacer material that you were asking about that was in the press.
Oh yeah.
So we're comparing thicknesses now.
So we're just a little proud, but we got kind of some scale and stuff on here we're gonna have to work through, so
Yeah.
that's perfect. And it's amazing how much we got out of this billet.
Yeah.
And we still could do more. Like, honestly, we could go thinner on this, but I'd say this is a good spot that we can kind of clean everything up, and we got lots. Like I said, I always like having too much. Yeah.
And when you go to forge this into a knife, more thickness just gives well, for me anyways, because I'm not the greatest blacksmith, it gives me like forgiveness when I'm forging my knives, having that extra
100%.
thickness.
Yeah, it gives you the old whoopsie room. Now, so we want to take about that much off the end. I'll take that off the end. And what does that give us? So 12 will be there then. That gives us 4 1/4. So it'll be 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 1/4. So then we can do
8.
8 1/8, yeah. So we did 8.
You can have the extra 8, Miles.
Oh, come on.
Do
Hey,
8. You
hey.
can have 8 and an 8.
Hey, size matters there, bud.
It's average.
Yeah,
Average.
it's right.
Yeah.
So we'll do
No one's
that.
going to notice an 1/8 of an inch. It's all about the width.
Perfect.
And
Yeah, the girth.
we nailed it there.
Yeah. That's pretty good. So, yeah, we'll just cut it right there, I think. Like I said, what gives us more usable tier on both sides. So, slicer.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
We'll just use that then. All right, so we got 2 billets there.
So are those going to be for like 2 different knives there?
Yep. He's gonna do one, and I'm gonna do one.
Oh yeah.
And if schedules work out, he might come over to my shop
Yeah.
and finish them off. We'll
They
see.
gotta be cool, and you can even kind of see if you look at the end.
Oh, you can totally see the copper in there.
Can I just bring the camera a little closer?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
so you can...
We're gonna go out a little.
Here, I'll
bit.
go like this, so I'm not moving, because I'm
Okay.
probably
Here,
shaking.
you take it.
So yeah, you could totally see that copper in there, hey? Pull it out just a little bit. Yeah, we can totally see the layers.
It
of
looks
copper.
like blue in there. It looks blue.
Well, that's just the heat, right? But yeah, no, you can definitely see a line of something different in there for sure.
the slices of cheese.
The slices of cheese, the cheesy goodness. And it looks like we got it pretty close in the center too, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But even on this one, I don't know if you can see that on there, but you can kind of see the waviness that we tried to get.
Yep.
Let's let the camera see.
So, let's see. We can take it.
Like I said, that might be hard to see anyway.
Let's see if I can get it with manual focus. It is a little bit hard to see
Yeah.
in the reflections, but more towards the top right here. There's a little bit of a wave in it.
So technically, this isn't Cu-Mai, but it's Go-Mai.
Oh, I thought it was Cu-Mai if it's got copper in it.
Well, yeah, I guess it's Cu-Mai, yeah. What I was doing over there was technically Go-Mai because there's 3 layers, but it's Go-Mai because there's 5 layers.
Okay.
So Go is just the number, right?
Okay.
So it's Ich, Ni, San, Shi, Go.
Okay. So maybe I'm getting off easy if Cu-Mai is just a general term for there's some copper in it.
Yeah,
then-
yeah. Well,
I don't know. I'm going to research that when I get home for sure.
But yeah, no, there'll be cool little somethings for sure.
That's quite big billets we got from this. Okay guys, well we're pretty much done for part 1 of the video. Here's our finished billets. We did a little bit of doodling here. I don't know if this is actually going to be the final knife shape. Maybe you guys can give us some input on how these should look. I'm going to conduct a poll on the community section of my channel. So we're going to come up with some ideas. I'm going to put some suggestions out there and you guys can vote on what we're going to do. I'm thinking like, do you guys want to have Miles over at my shop and we kind of collaborate on these together? Or do we treat this as maybe like a little bit of a tournament? We were talking about maybe making choppers out of these and doing a little competition with the choppers.
Chop, chop.
So Miles will work on his at his shop. I'll work on mine at my shop. We'll get some updates on the progress of his and kind of put it together and do a little chopping session at the end. See if we if they come out alive or not. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to get your guys' input on that. And I'm going to go home or we're going to figure out what to do. And we'll see you guys next time. Okay, thanks, bye.
Bye.
What'd you
Okay,
forget?
I almost forgot. Before we go, I just wanted to give a special thanks to Miles and Eric. Miles, thank you
No
for
problem.
having us out. Eric, thank you for the help on the camera.
No problem. No problem.
So that's it. Miles, get in here, bro.
Yeah, it was
Thanks,
a
man.
pleasure having you guys over anytime.
Yeah.
I
That was fun,
had
man.
fun. Yeah, absolutely. You rocked the camera work today there, dude.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm
was
excited
fun.
to see how the edit turns out.
Yeah, me
yeah. It'll be good.
Okay, all right.
Let's go.
See you guys.
too. Okay, thanks. Bye for real.